Hello, everyone. It's truly an honor to welcome you to my presentation, both here live and on the online stage. As Helen from Afry started up with introducing the softer values in our industry, I will continue on this journey, and we will be looking at the positive changes and how to create a shared vision when we want to implement change. Let's start. Today I will be starting with some introductions, followed by an opening statement. We will dive into some topics of focus and conclude with some final thoughts. I will make sure there is a bit of time for your questions or comments. In Afry, we believe that the future should be inclusive, diverse, and reflect the world we live in. This vision is not only our slogan, it's our fundamental belief that drives us in everything we do. We encourage diversity and inclusion because we know that diverse teams can bring the innovation, the creativity, and the excellence. So when we say making future, we mean creating a future that is not only technologically advanced, but also socially inclusive. Looking at our numbers, we are proud to say that we speak more than 50 languages, and our offices span over 50 countries. Our offerings are in 6 divisions, and in each of our divisions, we have one mission: to create a positive impact. Moving on to my opening statement, I would like to unravel a timeless truth that behind every significant change, there is a human effort. From all the ancient buildings that we know and admire to the famous and wonderful skyscrapers, there has always been a fundamental need to a cause, a belief, a why. A why, a purpose. Much more like looking at our invitation for this BIM Coordinators Summit, beginning with answering the question why. Why are we here? Why do we get involved? And I would like to correlate this to Simon Sinek's Golden Circle. Simon Sinek's theory is that if we want to implement change, we need to go to the core, the why, the purpose, move on to the how, which is the strategy for our why, and finish up with the what, which are actually our actions that make the goals happen. Like he wisely states, most of the organizations in the world, they know their whats and the hows, but very few of them actually know their why, or the driving force in what they do and why they're doing. Now, I will not go too deep into this. The brain is not that simple. This visual is from the Tyran model. It's a brain model that is actually outdated. But I still do believe that there is a lot of value in the concept. This model suggests that our brain is divided into the neocortex, limbic, and the reptilian brain. While we can resonate on why and what being in the limbic and the neocortex, how resonating still to the limbic brain being the extension of our why, of our purpose, the why also touches a lot of fundamental issues, like our fundamental human need for safety, stability, and a touch of identity. And these are actually, in the triad model, the basic attributes that are discussed here. So why is it so challenging to implement change? I would like to show you a short clip.
Come on, let's keep it moving, Solomon. Climb the rope.
Yeah. What's at the top of the rope?
Your self-respect is at the top of the rope.
All right, run this by me again. I climb up there, and then I...
You climb down!
Yeah, and this gives me self-respect, because...
Okay, look. You don't want to climb the rope, you can go sit over there with the girls.
So, if I don't climb the rope, then I sit with the girls.
That's right.
Now help me out here, because I'm not seeing the downside.
I wanted to show you this video because it's very difficult for me to explain it. I think it encaptures a very, very important message and a very simple question. It should be that simple that knowing and understanding why we are doing, what's our purpose, will help us like a guide throughout the change we are undergoing. And when we want to implement this, all of this technology we see today, we can focus on this. And like Simon also wisely says, climbing the rope is the compelling higher power that inspires us and acts as the source of all we do. So by asking ourselves what's at the top of the rope, we might find the hidden gems or like the missing blocks that make our climb worthwhile. This brings us to our topics of focus for today. I will be beginning with the horizon and going on to the roadmap and the change management system. The first one. The horizon can be somewhat abstract to envision, poetical, if to say so. It can be a statement for the future organization or the future state for our organization. But still, the horizon has a deeper meaning by the statement that the world is made out of chaos and order. The quality of our being, how do we manage the order and the chaos, is actually our ticket to envisioning a bright horizon for our organization. Now, to be more concrete here, the horizon is a dynamical framework, and it consists of three basic elements: the strategy, the goals, and the assets. All three complement each other. The strategy and the goals, making sure that our vision gives us direction, makes our purpose valid, and envisions the long-term goals. The goals and the assets that we envision for everybody in the organization handle the resources, the achievements, and provide support. And in the end, how the strategy and the assets make sure to make the harmony, the course, and the value be applicable to our purpose. Visualizing the horizon can have many aspects, and there are different tools to conduct this. One very powerful tool is creating a roadmap. Much like a road ahead, very poetic again, the roadmap is actually directly related to the Simon Sinek's golden circle that we previously viewed. It's like a strategic planning technique that we can implement when we are initializing the change in our organization. For example, first example from real life, a very simple but colorful, informative, the Rail Baltica roadmap. Another example, a deeper, very visual of Ireland's construction industry, and a very schematic way of presenting a roadmap with milestones and goals. Going back home to Afry, I would like to show you our example of how we envision the horizon through a roadmap. This is an example for Afry BIM HVAC's team, and it was initially visualized in Microsoft Visio. So we created our goals on the top of the map, the long-term goals, and the short-term goals in the bottom of the map. After visualizing our roadmap, we continued developing this like a dynamical tool that involves our goals in a more measurable manner and all of our assets to make sure that the why in our roadmap is supported by who and how we will do it and when we will achieve. While there are many different ways of creating and maintaining a roadmap, the roadmap has its own life cycle. It's important to remember that every roadmap starts with this vision. It continues with the design and the creation. Then finding out who needs to get the message. In this example, it was our HVAC team that works with this roadmap. Execution and monitoring that involves making sure that everything is on track. And again, updating, making sure that we are flexible enough to update it, either by the technological advancement in the industry or by our own needs in the company. We continue to evaluate all the way to achieving the mission and the completion. In the end, closure and learnings, they give us a further exploration on any journey that is about to come for the next step, for the next goal, and so on. Moving into the last topic of focus, the change measurement system, I would like to start with this very strong quote by Peter Drucker. If you can't measure it, you can't improve it. Consider this to be our North Star of my speech today. Because in the measurement system that you create, again, various models, various means of creating a measurement system, we would suggest concentrating on the methods, on the components, and the benefits. The methods being the core or the heart of our measurement system. What are we going to measure? And then the components being the tools that we are going to use in order to make this change measurable, and the benefits that we acquire. Because the benefits that we achieve are the proof of that the horizon we envisioned is actually giving us the correct guidance. To sum this up, and to make you to sum this up, I would like to finish with a strong suggestion, or I could call this an intriguing suggestion that we need to remember to measure backwards, to acknowledge what we did achieve by our change, by our goal, by the roadmap, and also find out what else we achieved. There are so many more hidden gems within every implementation, but without acknowledging them and communicating them, we are still being in this phase of not knowing what exactly we're running into. To sum up, I will go through some of the subjects that we have been through. Navigating the journey of implementation by presenting these, I would not call them tools, but more like focus points as previously, the horizon, the roadmap, and the measurement system, and the importance of them. A message of embracing change and innovation with fostering cultural growth, and so on, and a path towards our success. In the end, you're probably wondering who I am. My name is Andrijana, and I work as a BIM manager in Afry, where I'm a part of a very dedicated BIM task force of BIM experts, and we all share the same vision. In my journey, that has been somewhat a roller coaster journey of learning, I am really, truly honored once again to be here today and to share my insights. Thank you for your time. Feel free to ask any questions or comment.
We have got time just for one or two questions. Any questions for Andrijana?
You mentioned it was a roller coaster journey at the end, so there's highs and lows. What's the most difficult thing about what you talked about as far as strategy and implementation?
Within my career, I believe that the most difficult was this career guidance, the motivation behind my career path. has changed. Because diving into the AAC industry, for me, was like starting from the scratch, finishing school starting from scratch, going to one role in a job starting from scratch and so on. Why? Because the technology's advancement is wild. And it's changing the world, it's transforming us in any thinkable way. So that's why, when I mean roller coaster, I think that the technology is actually the biggest reason.
Okay, so I'll ask maybe an obvious question is, what is Afry's why? You mentioned at the start about diversity and inclusion, but what was behind the why for the change management program?
As we have many whys in Afry, we are global and we have so many offices, as I presented previously. Within BIM, we all believe in creating this inclusive culture where everybody contributes. We want to awake the motivation in each of us, in BIM and also in the other sectors, to want to contribute. And that's why we work with the why. We always start in the core, and we pay strong attention to whether we have communicated the why.